Israel Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has declared, "We are fighting animals." UN Ambassador Gilad Erdan echoed him. The era of reasoning with savages is over. Israeli rage is understandable, but if Israel is today confronting what he calls savages, that's only because Israel has in the past spurned making deals with reasonable and responsible Arab leaders. Let's look back. Following the Six-Day War of 1967, the UN Security Council passed Resolution 242, which demanded Israel's withdrawal from territories it had seized. In exchange, Arab powers would make peace with Israel. It was a reasonable plan. Yet Israel's response was to start building settlements in the occupied territories. In subsequent years, innumerable peace plans came and went without much by way of follow-up. In 1969, U.S. Secretary of State William Rogers put forward a peace plan, peace agreements between Israel, Egypt, and Jordan, and a so-called fair solution to the refugee problem. Significantly, Egypt President Gamal Abdel Nasser was ready to sign on, even declaring in February 1970 that peace between Israel and the Arab states was possible if, quote, Israel evacuates the occupied territories and accepts a settlement of the Palestinian refugee problem. Israel flatly rejected the Rogers Plan. In February 1971, Nasser's successor Anwar Sadat offered Israel a peace treaty based on the pre-June 1967 borders. Israel turned him down too. Sensing that his efforts to reach a settlement with Israel were going nowhere, Sadat launched the Yom Kippur War of 1973. This eventually culminated in the Camp David Accords of 1978, which envisaged Palestinian self-government on the West Bank and Gaza. Nothing much happened. Israel continued the occupation and the building of settlements. In 1981, Saudi King Fahd put forward a plan: Israeli withdrawal from occupied territories, dismantling of settlements, and eventually a Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. No follow-up. There were, of course, the 1993 Oslo Accords, which envisaged a process culminating in a two-state solution, with the West Bank and Gaza constituting a future Palestinian state. 30 years on, Israel still runs the West Bank and Gaza. 56 years have passed since UN Resolution 242, and the US, which purports to support it, has done little to press compliance on Israel. The most recent presidents have been the worst. President Trump showered Israel with goodies. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, recognized Israel's annexation of the Golan Heights, and initiated the Abraham Accords, under which Arab states extended recognition to Israel. Biden continued where Trump left off, happily negotiating a Saudi recognition of Israel without asking anything of Israel in exchange. So we are where we are. When people are left with no hope, they do desperate things.